all over here at the 𝗠𝗁𝗁 Stadium after an exhilarating end, Gary, to the FA Trophy second round game, a 1-1 draw with Basingstoke and then Chippenham advancing 3-2 on penalties. A lot to unpack, but talk us through your initial thoughts, mate.
I've just said in there, I think with the beauty of cup football is that really all that matters is the result, and you have to find a way sometimes, and maybe we needed to produce a moment today, and we've probably done that. It's not in the way that I would have liked us to, but yeah, in cup football you have to find a way, and I felt, well, we did do that. The result tells us that we've needed penalties, but we've had to play 30 minutes of that with 10 men, so we've managed to get ourselves back into it with 10. We had to make a change at half time to allow us to do that a little bit. So yeah, look, the only thing I can ask of the lads is for them to go and, as I said, find a way, and they did. So ultimately, not, the performance is kind of one of those that pales into insignificance today. So yeah, look, we had to find a way. Not great, but not pretty. But yeah, we're into the next round. And
obviously, for context, there, the 10 men, Gary, that wasn't due to any dismissal or disciplinary issues. That was Alex Bray having to come off after all the subs had been made, and it appeared to be a hamstring injury. I know that it's been quite a quick sort of turnaround after coming off the pitch, but have we got any sort of news on Alex? It looked like a recurrence of the injury he suffered last year.
Yeah, this is different. This is different hamstring. So it looks on first initial sort of prognosis is a serious one. So he thinks he's done it quite badly. So look, we'll probably be without him for some time. As I said, we shifted him into left wing back at half time because we felt that we needed to get to the sides a bit quicker. And ultimately, like I said, that change in shape I think has allowed us to get back into the game. And like I say, to do that with 10 men for large parts of it, I thought we showed good character, but it's not something I want to be doing every week.
Let's go through the key moments, Gaz. Obviously, Basingstoke, they took the lead. I think it was sort of around the sort of 20-25 minute mark. It looked to be a corner that came in, wasn't quite dealt with, and then it sort of little pinball sort of back into the back of the net. And at that point, I suppose you're thinking, how can we get back on it? And I thought afterwards, I think, to our credit, I think we pressed quite well after and created probably more than they did for the entirety of the remainder of the first half. And I suppose it's quite a difficult one when you go in at half time. Is it just the same messages? Is it just get them out there and reset the mindset and get it going again?
Yeah, I don't think we created an awful lot. If I'm honest, we had good possession. I thought we were a bit slow, a little bit pedestrian in it, and I think that's easy to say. I think the amount of times that I've been involved in football with games like that, it's difficult. It's tough when sides come here and sit in with either a 4 and a 5 or a 5 and a 4. It's tough. It's tough to find spaces, and we knew that was going to happen today, and we'd worked on it. We'd worked on it, but for all your work, sometimes that doesn't help. We knew we wanted to start sort of like fast, and we sort of did to an extent. But look, like I said, it's tough. It's tough to continually circulate, and then, like I say, because you're not necessarily overly creating, you then start to, and it works for them. You then start to ask questions of lads to stay patient and pick the right opportunities and times to pass, and you go after things that aren't really there. But yeah, look, in the main, we've as I said, we found a way. But it was tough. It was tough today.
And as you say, in the end, Gary, we huffed and we puffed, and it was in the 90 plus 10 minutes where 𝗣cie put the ball in and sent the 𝗠𝗁𝗁 Stadium into nice little raptures there. But a very late finish for us today, obviously included the pens, which we'll move to in a minute. But I think we just discussed there before we came on camera that it was probably a justified 10 minutes at the very least.
Yeah, I felt it could have been a lot longer, particularly first half as well. We made the point really early to the ref. We knew their game plan when they came out. We knew how they would set up, and they were looking to frustrate and get themselves through to victory that way. And they're one kick away from nearly doing that. We've done it ourselves before. We know how difficult it is. But yeah, look, it could have been way longer than the 10. People going down every time. We got some momentum in the game, and looked like we might sort of, as I said, go on to really get some opportunities and passages of play. They put another man down. They went down with cramp. They went down with head injuries. Kicked the ball out. We timed, as silly as it sounds, we timed the keeper at one point. It took two minutes to take a goal kick. 2 minutes is a long time in football. So I felt it could have found a lot more than the 9 he asked for. And actually, I think he played a long more because there were a couple of injuries inside that time then. So look, we just do what we're asked to do, and as I said, to keep repeating it, we've managed to find a way today, and thankfully there was enough time left for us to do that.
And it's never a way you want to win a game of football, Gary, especially due to the sort of nervous connotations that are involved. But I suppose if there's one solid thing that we can sort of rely on when it comes to the dreaded penalty kicks, is that we've got a useful asset that lies between those sticks that surely gets his hands on at least 2 out of 5. And today, he's come up trumps, 2 big saves. They've not really had to do too much in the way of the shootout. They put a couple around it. It's must be really confident when you're heading into penalty shootouts with somebody like Will between the sticks.
Yeah, but again, I don't want us to go into penalties. But look, as I said, we asked them to provide a moment today, and maybe that was it. We started our FA Cup run last year with a little bit of luck here and there, and we had to do that at Hendon away, and Will saved another penalty that day, and then that was a kickstart of a nice run in that. So hopefully history repeats itself. And maybe, like I say today, as I said, it's we know we've not necessarily been lucky, because, like I said, I felt we asked enough questions and carried on, and then, as I said, particularly up against it with only playing with 10, we did well to find a way.
And really good, encouraging news, Gary, when the team sheet was put out today. Tom Owen-Evans in from the start. Aaron Amadi-Holloway featured on the bench today. We've got lads that are now coming back into it. A little moment on Tokers. He's been out for a long time, but to step out in that first half and complete it must be a great moment for him, and of course for you as a manager that signed him. Yeah,
fantastic. Look, we wanted some outcomes out of today. One was to go through, and we've achieved that, and also to get some of the lads who were returning some minutes if we could, and one of those was definitely Toe. He played on Monday for the 23s and managed to get 55-60 minutes there. So we need to get some minutes of football in, because he's one of those that can unlock defences. He's good in the 10, he's good when he comes off the side. So we need to get him back to playing his best football, and that'll take a tiny bit of time. But I think you see little glimpses today of that, and like I say, in a couple of weeks, couple of early sort of moments, I think we'll see the best of him.
And it's the big one next, Gary. Yeovil Town at home on a Tuesday night. Some thought this kind of time would never happen for Chippenham, but you're the manager that leads this side into a home game against Yeovil. They're going to ask 1,000,001 questions, but it must be really great to look forward to occasions like this.
Yeah, look, for me it's just another game. It's just another league game that we want to win. No matter who it is for us. I get from the romantic side of it, I suppose, shall we say. But yeah, look, it's a game of football we'll try and prepare to win. It's a shame that we've lost Alex today. It's a shame that we've still got, talking about injuries, Aaron's not, whilst he's back fit, he probably needs a couple of minutes. We've got Jake Evans still out. Ed Williams was unavailable today because he was cut tied. Owen Windsor, another one who was unavailable to us today. So that list goes on. Toe obviously is another one. So we've probably got arguably 5 lads who could stake a claim for a starting place. And certainly if we'd asked those at the start of the year, then probably most people would have put them in as starters. So that we'll go into that game, arguably not at full strength. But I think again that you've seen over the last few weeks we've got strength and depth in the squad. So yeah, we'll try and win that game on Tuesday night. Like we try and win any game, but for me it's just another game.
Well, Gary, I think the overriding feeling today is sometimes it is in football the only thing that matters is the result, and we got that result today. You're through to the 3rd round of the FA Trophy. Congratulations, Gary, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.